We're going to talk about Blacktown's season. So, Brad and Case, would you like to give me an overview on how you think the season's been going so far and what has probably been your highlights and what do you think you guys can work on?
Yeah, it's been an interesting season, Hannah, so far. Obviously, we come back off a really good season last year, straight into our pre-season preparing for round one. Then COVID struck, so as you know, football paused. So we had to go away and into this virtual world of a running challenge that we had for our team, which was a bit of fun. The girls enjoyed it, I think. Obviously, I won. I don't think I did actually, but I went close.
Your girlfriend won.
Anyways, so then we came back in. That took, I think, 4 or 5 weeks, that period there, which we didn't really know what was happening. So it was quite difficult to keep the squad motivated and aware of where the season was heading. And then we come back into training and we didn't really have a start date for the season as well. So it was almost like a second pre-season without any goal at the end of it. And the team's come out of that really, really well, and they're in really positive spirits. So we came back, played MacArthur. Sorry, that's a lie.
Koalas.
We played Koalas and really had an arm wrestle there. Took the points, played MacArthur, and I thought we were incredibly unlucky not to get...
You missed Illawarra in there too.
I had Illawarra in there as well. This is how good the season's going. Took a really tough point from Illawarra. It's a difficult road trip. It was a late Sunday night game. It's torrential rain, and we took a point there, which was great. And then we come across MacArthur, which I feel like we were quite unlucky not to get the win, but that's the way football goes. And now we're off the back of a couple of good wins, and the camp is good, where the girls are positive. And we had a look at, after the MacArthur game, that we had a goal to look at the next fortnight period to take 6 points, and we've done that. So now it's moving on to Jets, and we'll take it week by week from now.
Yeah. And Case, do you want to put your piece on that as well?
I think Brad spoke about the majority of the stuff. I think we've come into the season knowing that we had high standards last season. We wanted to continue off that. I think we felt a bit robbed last season in the semi-finals, so a lot of us really want to make that top 4 to redeem ourselves. So it really came down to those points of like how much we really wanted to fight for it. And then finding out the season was so short that every game is literally going to be treated like a final. You have to pinch as many points as you can where you can. So I think all the girls were on board with that. And then coming into the first round, we beat Koalas, which was great. We went into the second round, and yeah, like Brad said, the weather was disgusting. So we're very lucky to get a point in that. MacArthur, you can say a lot of things about versus them, but it just came down to that we didn't put anybody in the net, and they did. So they got the 3 points. And then after that game, I think a lot of us really were like, oh, hey, okay, we're only plodding along here. We really need to dig deep, because, yeah, we can have as many shots as we want, but if we don't do those 1%ers and actually finish those shots or work as a team to defend our backsides off and not concede, we won't get the 3 points. And that really showed in the last 2 weeks that we've been playing, that it comes down to the nit and grit of it. And we played again in really bad weather, not the weekend just gone, but the weekend before. It was freezing, and the girls showed that no matter what the weather is now, we're going out to basically try and demolish teams and get the 3 points, get some good goals again, and make sure we don't concede. So our for and against are really good. And then we use that positive mind frame and went into the weekend the exact same. Like, we really showed that we're a top quality team and we are finals contention. So now we just have to continue it. And this week will really show our consistency on that and our maturity in a team and experience that, you know, it's not just flukes that we're getting these 3 points. We are working hard, digging deep, and playing for everyone.
Good answers. Brad, following on, how do you think that you've settled into your coaching role since you've been there?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I've got a really good squad. The girls are fantastic. I've been at the club, this is 4 or 5 years now, so it's familiar enough for me. Been with the team for the last couple of years, so it's transitioned quite smoothly. But like I said, I'm pretty lucky. I've got some really, really talented young players, some really good experienced players such as Case. So the transition's been really, really good. I'm finding it enjoyable, but it's a KPI game. So I get that, and I get that we need results, and then that's what we're planning to do.
Yeah, following on from Case, sorry, Rohit. Following on from Case, she's probably one of the most influential players probably in our team, and the one that probably brings most experience and just is such an asset to the younger players. How do you think, like, her coming in after she had to deal with her sort of nursing situation helped the girls coming into the season?
Yeah, well, it shows Casey's professionalism there, I think. She was travelling back home to Queensland, working during the week, during a really tough time. We've got a pandemic going on, and she's up in Queensland nursing, coming down for weekends to play. It shows what culture we have at the club, that she wanted to play, and how important points were for her. In terms of the guidance, I think you called it, or leadership that you might have mentioned to the younger players, she brings a lot to many different players, to the younger girls that are playing at the club, that might have come through the 15s and the 14 system, the 17 system into reserve grade. People look up to her there. Then you've got experienced young players that have played Young Matildas, for example, or W League already, that really look up to Case. So those experienced players really, really help a wide range of the side. It's not just the young kids that have come through the club. It's an array, and assists people like myself and the other coaching staff. It's a collaborative approach, and it's a collaborative mindset going forward. Sorry, Sydney thinks that I'm talking to her, but sorry.
And following on from probably the game last week, obviously you've had a really good performance. And what do you think you guys need to work on for the game this week? Probably I can let Case answer that, and then I'll probably go on to you, Brad, to further it.
No problem.
Yeah, too easy. So, like I said earlier, I think consistence our biggest thing. We've set the bar high now that we want to show that we can consistently put up a good bloody fight against anyone and everyone, and that our players will show that they might be experienced, they may not, but they will match anyone that you put against them. So I think our game plan this week is to really continue what we've already built as a basis of what our strengths are, continue working on our weaknesses so we can't get broken down. But I think this week our biggest one is, consistency and not taking anything for granted or going in cocky. Yes, we are going off 2 wins, but we really showed we have to dig deep for those. But also, it's just no team's an easy team. But Emerging Jets are coming off 2 weeks of a break because of COVID, unfortunately. So they're going to be so keen to really get out there and get amongst it. So we can't go in and think, you know what, they've had a break, they might not be ready. They're going to be so ready. They're young players, they're passionate. So we just need to make sure that we focus on our game and continue the momentum because, we want to continue being in that top 4. And if we drop any points, it really matters. We've only got 5 or 6 weeks left of the season. So it's just continuing on the positivity that Brad built amongst the team, but also just everyone else's commitment to show that everyone's performing and everyone wants to keep performing at a high level for their own personal growth, but for the team growth. Because, you're coming towards finals, you want to be peaking hard.
Yeah, I'd echo Casey's comments there, Hannah. It's a mindset battle this weekend. We obviously had a game plan that we're going to try and take 2 emerging Jets, and hopefully that works. But we got taught a harsh lesson last year where we got into the mindset that it was going to be a bit of a walkover and an easy beat, which definitely wasn't, and we got beat 2-0. So we remember that, and it'll be a mindset approach to the game, and a positive mindset approach to the game, I should say, because they're a very disciplined side, incredibly disciplined in terms of attack and defence. They're also quick and very nippy around the pitch, so they should give us a little test.
Awesome. And Rohit, have you got?
Just to finish off, what's the outlook for the rest of the year, and what's sort of the ambition for the club even going into 2021?
It's organised chaos, really. Well, with the whole COVID scenario, who knows what the structure is going to be wise.
Yeah.
Even next year, who knows that it might completely be a whole new structure, because, we won the World Cup bid, so is FFA going to get involved, that things might change, so we, as a nation, become better all over with soccer.
Hopefully.
Or when you come with NPL, obviously there's always going to be seasons, but I think this year completely shows that it could be a long season, it could be a short season, it could be a season where there's relegation, it could be a season where it's not.
Yeah.
So I agree with Brad that we do have to take it week to week, but I think deep down we always know there's a long-term goal of we want to make sure the environment's worthy of being an NPL level.
Yep.
You want to make sure that people are hearing that the environment's fantastic and people want to come, because you want to keep your options open of who you can have playing there. But I think also too, you want to set the standard that you're a bloody good club, because you're not just showing it off the field, but you're showing it on the field too. You're getting the points. You're representing that logo with your heart and your talent. So I think, it's very cliche that the standards are always high, and there's always a plan of the future, and that future is to stay in NPL 1, never to get relegated, to prove that we will always be a top 4 team now that we set that standard last year, but also make sure that we get the right personalities and attributes that players can bring. But this year, there's not much you can plan this year. Like, it's only been 11 rounds season. We're already halfway coming this week, so it really has been week to week planning. But also, you want to make, like, the girls that, as Brad said, there's girls that have done literally 3 pre-seasons because of all this COVID lockdown stuff. So you want to make that worth it, that you're getting that end result of fighting for finals and then playing in the finals, so girls get experience of what the difference is to playing in week to week rounds to finals. It's do or die. There's no second chance. So I think it's just it comes down week to week planning, but there's always the long term and short term goals. It's just at the moment everything's penciled in. Nothing's ever cemented, because look at Melbourne's league. It completely got canned, and that happened within a week. So even then, I'm sure they had plans for that, and unfortunately they've gone out the windows. Or you look at Queensland League. Queensland League is still 22 rounds. I have no idea how they're going to fit that in, but they're doing it. So it's so hard to plan all that stuff. But you've got plan A, plan B, plan C, and you go all the way to plan Z. But it's just, you want to get the team environment bloody fantastic, because whether it's 2 rounds to 15 rounds to 100 rounds, that team wants to come every week because it's bloody fantastic. And I think Spartans are really on the way to that and want to keep doing that, because we started it last season and it's just continuing on. And you have hiccups. You can never be perfect the whole time. There's always going to be bumps in the road, but it's just having that club support and the staff support, and even the players, that no matter what you throw at us, it's like, bring it on. We'll keep charging forward and make sure that the environment stays great. Sorry, that was a really long answer.
No, that was a fantastic answer. That was a great answer.
Well, we ask you, Case. Well, thank you, Casey and Brad, for joining me and talking about the Spartans season. And I wish you all the best of luck. And hopefully I'll be able to come out in a couple of weeks and support you with my bung leg, but I wish you continued success.
Yeah.